In this video, we're going to discuss the barbell, the landmine attachment, and overcoming isometrics for strongman strength. But if you're new to the channel, thanks for stopping by. My name is Eric Moss. I'm a personal trainer, motivational speaker, and a modern-day performing strongman. If you're unfamiliar with what a modern-day performing strongman is, picture the old-time strongmen, legends of the past like the mighty Adam and Alexander Zass. They would perform real-life feats of strength as part of a live show. I do a similar thing, but with a modern-day twist. Some of the feats of strength I've performed in front of a live audience include things like bending steel bars, breaking chains with my chest, twisting horseshoes, rolling up frying pans, driving nails through wooden boards by hand, and even holding back a high-performance motorcycle while taking off at full throttle. Now, being a modern-day performing strongman and the fact that there's not a whole lot of us around these days to answer people's questions, in an effort to grow my YouTube channel by giving you guys what you want, as well as spread the gospel on strength according to Eric Moss, I started a YouTube series called Ask Eric Moss, where I'd invite you to ask me a question by dropping it in the comments below. And when you do that, I try to get back to you with your very own custom video answering your question. Pretty neat, right? So this question comes from Elect in Exile 967. And they said, "Hey Eric, I just got a barbell and a landmine attachment with a few plates for Christmas. Is a landmine a good tool for building strongman strength? And how can I integrate it with overcoming isometrics?" Thank you for asking that. Now this is kind of a multi-part question. So you've got a barbell. That by itself is a phenomenal tool for building strength. There's so many different things that you can do for all-around strength, and that is what I have the majority of my clients doing. Having said that, I do sometimes use it as a landmine, although I don't have the specific attachment. I just shove it into a corner with a towel to hold that bottom part in place. And that would be how I would use the landmine. I don't particularly use it for training the feats themselves, but when it comes to strongman strength, in actuality, as a modern-day performing strongman, the feats of strength that you choose, which could be any way of displaying your strength, would be what your show is. Now, for me specifically, I don't have any feats in my show that would typically benefit from using a landmine attachment. That's just not the way my show is structured. Other strength performers, that may be a different story. Depending on what feats they choose and how they wish to do it, it may just be a different thing. But for all-around strength, the barbell, great tool. The landmine attachment with the barbell, great tool. Specific for the feats that would be part of a show? Maybe. It really depends on what you wanted to include in your show. If you were going down the same path that I was, but chances are, you probably are just training for general strength. I know I'm kind of making an assumption, and we all know what happens when we assume. But that's kind of my guesswork based on the limited amount of information that I have from the comment, as well as just kind of knowing who my general followers are. Now, if you wanted to create the kind of strength that I do with my particular feats of strength, that would be where the overcoming isometrics would come in handy. I wouldn't use the landmine attachment for the overcoming isometrics. I probably wouldn't even use the barbell for overcoming isometrics. What I would use for the feats are the same things that I actually do use, which would be like a steel bar that isn't within my current capabilities, or a deck of cards wrapped a bunch of times around with duct tape that is outside of my current capabilities, or a wrench that I just haven't been able to bend yet. That would be something that I would use for the specific things that I need for my feats. And that could be any depending on the feats, you just pick something that is outside of what you can do and practice pushing on it hard or pulling on it hard, depending on what the feat is. But as far as like how to integrate it, the way I like to create programs is upper body push, upper body pull, knee dominant, hip dominant. You cover all four of those things, it's going to be a pretty well balanced program. And then you just pick an exercise that falls into one of those categories and then pick a strategy for progression. And then the isometrics or the feats themselves, which wouldn't fit into a specific category, you could just use that as like a variety day or something. Just make sure that to pay attention to the way your body is responding to it. If you're feeling like you're dragging, maybe chill out a bit. If you are feeling like really, really strong, feel safe to go for it, assuming you've got a clean bill of health, that is. But anyways, I guess that's it for today. I hope that answers your question. If anybody else has any questions for me, drop it in the comments below and I'll try to get back to you with your very own custom video. But if you like this video, let me know by hitting that like button. If you want to see more of this sort of thing or you want to see the chronicles from my various performances, subscribe to the channel. If you think anybody should see this, please share it with them. This YouTube thing isn't rocket science. And if you want to support the channel, there's a bunch of different things that you could do. 1, keep watching my videos. That definitely helps the channel. 2, like it, share it, subscribe, all that stuff. All helps the channel. And also, feel free to buy a copy of my book. There's a link in the description below, or you could just Google my name and throw it into Amazon. That's where the book is available. Everybody that's read the book said that they loved it. And if you're going to curl up with the book, you could also further support the channel by picking up a cup of coffee or picking up some coffee from Good For You Coffee Club. My cousin started that. And the coffee itself, delicious, free of pesticides, mold, and all that junk that tends to be in coffee. And if you're going to buy from them, use the promo code MyPower10. That'll give you 10% off of any order that you use that promo code for, and I get a little bit of a kickback as well. But that is it for today. In the meantime, please stay happy, healthy, and strong. Eric Moss, over and out.